चला रहा है वही खुदा है, दिखाई भी जो न दे नजर भी जो आ रहा है वही खुदा है, वही खुदा है, वही खुदा है, वही खुदा है। तलाश उसको न कर बुतों में, वो है बदलती हुई।
In the Latifa, I will then transfer and spend about 15 minutes or so in the Muraqba and presence of our beloved teacher, with the presence, and to go to the scenes of Karbala and so on, a meeting Sayyidina Imam Hussainiyah, inshallah. So those of you who are able and who can traverse and are fluent in this matter, in this field, you carry on with your journey, do the Lataif cleansing, if need be, just quickly just do Lataif cleansing, and then you go meet, and inshallah at your own pace. The guided pace is for those people who are not familiar, and also I'll take you to the point, inshallah, is to the point of the mazar, and into the mazar, and after that the meeting, that point is all up to yourself, and do whatever you wish to do, say whatever you wish to say, it's up to yourself. I'll give you the time to do that, inshallah, okay? So now, bring in the presence of Allah Subhanahu that Allah Subhanahu is with me, He, with all His sifat and qualities. He is seeing me, He is hearing me. Bring that and let that settle into your heart. Rectify attention. This is for the purely for the pleasure of Allah Subhanahu we're doing this, not for anything else. Then inshallah now we'll recite the protection amaz. All times Surah Fatiha, one Tazatul Kursi, and the three Qurs. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد Bring in the three states of the heart and mind that the state of humbleness. I am nothing. I am not worthy even to be doing this. I am out really because of my sins. That I cannot even worship unless I deserve to worship. Nor am I even trying my best to worship Him. Let that humbleness really sink into your heart. Now, state of thankfulness, gratefulness towards Allah that it is by His fazl and grace and mercy that we sat here in His house in the company of such wonderful masters, Shaykh Mutabagh and their company, and the company of good, righteous brothers, and to be here present at this time is truly a great blessing in itself. That we have no difficulties of worshipping Him where other places, throughout other parts of the world, they're in chaos. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created so much ease for us. Now the state of reliance upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that really I don't rely on myself, on my abilities, that I rely completely upon Him, upon His fazl, upon His power, upon His mercy. If I meet, it's through His power and His fazl. If I experience it through Him, all goodness is from Him, and I rely upon Him alone. Now just repeat after me. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Astaghfirullah. 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 الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه. اللهم يا ربي بجاه نور وجهك الكريم وبفضلك العظيم اجمع بيننا وبينك في الدنيا قبل الآخرة. اللهم يا ربي بجاه سيدنا محمد ابن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وسلم اجمع بيننا وبين سيدنا محمد ابن عبد الله في الدنيا قبل الآخرة. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين، خصوصا على سيدنا إمام حسين وشهداء كربلاء في كل لمحة ونفس عدد ما وسعه علم الله. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا معبود إلا الله. لا مقصود إلا الله. لا مسجود إلا الله. لا مطلوب إلا الله. لا محبوب إلا الله. do this first, or do this first, or do this first. Try and keep the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He is with me, with all His sifat and qualities, that He is seeing me and is hearing. Imagine the blessed name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is red in color, high above in the sky, beautifully lit up in red. But as you breathe in, as you breathe, red light is descending down. It enters through the nose, and it goes all the way down. The red light goes all the way down to the red latifa, which is based below your navel, below your belly button. And as you breathe out, this red light is energizing and cleansing the red latifa, and it exits from the back. So the nails in red in color, going all the way down as you breathe into the nose, goes all the way down to the red latifa, which is based below the navel. And as you breathe out, it energizes, cleansing the latifa, and the light and dirt exit from the back of your back. was keeping the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now imagine the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is orange in color. And this beautiful orange light is now coming down as you breathe in through the nose, goes through the nose and all the way down to the orange latifa, which is based at your navel, the belly button area. And as you breathe out, this orange light is energizing, cleansing the latifa, and it exits from the back. So the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is orange in color, and you're going to take it to all the way to the orange latifa, which is at the belly button navel area, and he exits, as you breathe out, he exits from the back. Now, I'd like you to imagine the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, visualize the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is yellow in color. This beautiful yellow light is coming down from the beautiful name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as you breathe in, the yellow light enters through the nose, goes all the way down to the yellow latifa, which is in your stomach area. And as you breathe out, it's energizing the yellow latifa, cleansing it, activating it, and exit it from the back of your stomach. So the name of something is yellow in color, going all the way down to the yellow latifa, which is above, which is in the stomach area above the navel button. visualize the beautiful nail of Santala is green in color, beautiful green color. And as we breathe in, beautiful green light is called the blessed name of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Enters through the nose and goes all the way down to the green latifa, which is placed in your chest area. And as you breathe out, it's energizing the latifa, cleansing it, and exit from the back of the chest. So the name of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is in green color, green light coming all the way down. And as you breathe in, entering through the nose and hitting the green latifa, which is in your chest area. Inshallah, now I would like to imagine that the name of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is light blue in color, and that as you breathe in, beautiful light blue colors going down from the name of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, entering through the nose and reaching all the way down to the throat area, hitting the light blue latifa there in the throat area, and as you breathe out, it's cleansing the light blue latifa and exiting from the back of the neck. The nail is light blue and hitting the light blue latifa, which is in the neck and throat area. Now imagine the blessed name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is dark blue indigo color. And this time when the blue light, dark blue light is going down, what you're going to imagine is that it will go hit, as you breathe in, it will hit directly to the dark blue latifa which is in your forehead area. And as you breathe out, it will exit from the back of the head. So this time when you breathe in, it's going to go directly hit the latifa which is on the forehead, and as you breathe out, it will exit from the back of the head. Whilst keeping the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, imagine the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is white in color, beautifully illuminated the sky, high above the sky. This white light is now coming down from the blessed name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and will hit, as you breathe in, hit directly the white latifa which is just above your head. And as you breathe out, it exits from the back of the latifa. So white light, name of Allah sometimes white in color, hitting the white latifa as you breathe in directly, and then exit from the back of the latifa. Now, this is the third phase in which we're going to slowly now transfer. What I want you to do is imagine the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is now white in color, beautifully lit up high up in the sky, and white light is now descending down from the blessed name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. is going to come all the way down, hitting and striking all the latifa as you breathe in. And as you breathe in, it's energizing and cleansing the latifa, illuminating the latifa, and your body will start getting filled with light more and more, and it expands bigger and bigger as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Just do this for a while. So feel that the light is energizing and illuminating the latifa, striking every single one of them. And then at the same time your body is being filled with light. Your bodies are now expanding more and more. You're expanding so much, like a balloon has been expanding, filled with light. Slowly now, the limbs will start to disappear. Your feet are now slowly disappearing. Your shin, your thighs. Your lower part of the body is now slowly disappearing. Your chest. Now your arms. All of your body is now slowly disappearing. It's almost vanished now. Now you're just left with the latifa and you're breathing your spirit. So one by one, the latifa will extinguish, and slowly will go one by one as you keep on breathing. So keep on breathing, strong breaths. Your red has disappeared, the orange, the yellow, the green, the light blue, the dark blue, white. All the latifas are now disappeared. Now what's remaining is just your breath and your spirit. At this point I want you now to visualize and recreate the spiritual body of our teacher Shaykh Ahmad, our spiritual guide. Visualize the spiritual body, and then once you're ready, when I tell you to, then you're going to blow in your spirit into their body, and then you're going to find them and traverse towards the land at the time, back to Sayyidina Imam Hussain Radhiallahu anhu's time. Okay, so keep on breathing. Visualize the spiritual body of our teacher. When you're ready, then take the golden breath. Find the teacher. As if now we're all clinging, we're all flying. Some of us are clinging on to our blessed Master's arm. They've got a large kurta, jacket, and some of us, they've got their arms spread, and some of us are clinging on to the kurta on their hands on either sides of their arms. Some of us are on the side, and some of us are on their backs, and we're flying through the sky, all the way to the sky. And now we're slowly entering the night, the sky of the night of the 10th of Muharram, the night in which the moon, the winds, the clouds witness Sayyidina Imam Hussain Radhiallahu anhu for the last time. Feel the atmosphere. There's a beautiful white moon shining down on that night. We're flying on that sky, looking down Feel the wind touching our faces. We're going through the clouds, feeling the clouds. We can feel the moistness of the clouds, tears of the clouds, crying and weeping. Slowly, we go down to the ground, and we sat there in front of the tent. Sayyidina Hussain with their tent and camped. We're at a slight distance and we can see there is a lantern or a light which is inside the tent, which is lit up. There's a little gap that we can see through the tent. But Shaykh Ahmad Abagh is in front of us and we're behind. All we're doing is just feeling what the wind is saying, what the earth is saying. Our beloved teachers placing their hands on the earth. And it's as though the earth is weeping to them, crying. Also with anger that they wish they could split apart and destroy the army, rip the army apart. But like a father touches a child, strokes a child, that's how our beloved teacher is now calming down the earth. They are also shedding tears. As the beloved teacher shed the tears, we are also shedding tears as well. There's a light that now is coming from the blessed tent of Sayyidina Hussain, which is striking the heart of our teacher. And it's hitting our hearts as much as spreading to our hearts. Through that light we get to see what is inside. And Sayyidina Hussain is in supplication on the Masalla and praying towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They supplicated to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, asking and beseeching Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide these people, to help the Ummah. And let not his martyrdom be in vain. And he is seeking forgiveness of Allah for his shortcomings. Through that supplication of his shortcomings, he goes into sajda. It is from there then Shaykh Ahmad Abagh closes the tent, so this tomb hard to see, to bear. And it is difficult for the heart to see. And now the scene changes to the daytime. As the morning comes, the morning light shines upon the tent and the surroundings. Slowly turning to the midday. And we were all geared up. It's as though we've all been given armory and clothing to do battle. Our beloved teacher is given a horse. Someone was on the horse. Our teacher then says to Sayyidina Hussain, you please remain in the taint. We will sacrifice. May our life be sacrificed for you. May our bodies be slain in pieces for you. May no harm come to you. They call upon us, O my sons, who is ready to fight. We all join our beloved teacher, who is leading the attack to protect against the army. We are helped by the presence of angels as well, as the arrows come from the army. A swarm of arrows are coming upon us, but we are shielded by the angels, which is protecting us. And our beloved teacher is saying to the angels, why are you doing this? We don't need this, we want to be slain in their way. There are some people who are unfortunately going back towards the tent, behind the tent, out of fear. Some are being struck, but still persisting and keeping in the line. There are some brothers now who are going in front of our beloved teacher, making sure that they don't get struck. Even then they are telling the students, move out of the way, that I rather be slain in this way for this noble cause. We plead that they stay there, and we will actually protect whatever we can. This is a scene, the Prophet ﷺ looking down upon us, seeing our efforts, and they're smiling with happiness. And they say, may Allah SWT accept your intentions, may Allah SWT accept your efforts. We are now slowly moving back to the present day. We're in front of the mazar of Sayyidina Imam Hussain, and our beloved teacher is next to us, in front of us. They sit us down first. They ask us, who would like to meet Imam Hussain radhiyallahu anhu? We all raise our hands, we would like to meet. They say, this is the door, this is the gateway, and the access to this gateway, the access to this door to open and to meet is sacrifice. Sacrificing your carnal desires, sacrificing your comfort, sacrificing your wealth, sacrificing your time, sacrificing your energy. This will gain you access to your meeting with Him. There's a light now shining from the door, from the mazar, to our beloved teacher, from our teacher. It then strikes us all. And now, our beloved teacher is telling us, come, let's go meet Sayyidina Imam Hussain radhiyallahu anhu. They take us through the light and we enter the mazar. Now I leave you to journey on by yourself in your meeting and your interaction with Sayyidina Hussain radhiyallahu anhu, and ask any nasir that you wish to ask, give your salam, and ask of any nasir that you wish to ask, any guidance. Then inshallah I'll give you some time for that, and then we shall slowly bring ourselves back. Ya Nabi salamu alayk, Ya Rasul salamu alayk, Ya Nabi salamu alayk, Ya Rasul salamu alayk, Ya Nabi salamu alayk, Ya Rasul salamu alayk. Assalamu alayk, Assalamu alayk, Assalamu alayk, Ya Jadda Hasan wa Hussain, Ya Nabi salamu alayk, Ya Rasul salamu alayk, Ya Habib salamu alayk, salawatullahi alayk. Now inshallah just slowly give your salam and seek permission from the mashayikh, from whoever you are with, from Sayyidina Imam Hussain, and slowly bring yourself back to the present physical body in your presence, in your conscious, inshallah. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. So now inshallah, as if you all alert and conscious now, so now is your time now to give some feedback as to what the experience was. Any difficulties, any issues, any problems. This is the time now. Yes, inshallah. MashaAllah, Dr. Shalom is here. Dr. Shalom here, so if I can request Dr. Shalom to come.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
As we start to cleanse the lives, alhamdulillah, that went very smoothly and clearly. Then we transferred, and brothers were attached to the sub. I was holding like a rugby, holding their back, flying, and then we ended up Kalbala, and it was night, and before Kasmiya said, and that when I found myself right in the tent, and there were light, of Imam Hussain was praying and doing dua. And then came back to the scene when we were all seeing the night. Then when the daylight came, I find myself in a very hot day, very, very hot day. And then we started mounting the horse, and I was with Imam Hussain. We were attacking their army. Then the scene changed, then the Sahab was beside the Imam Hussain. We were beside them, and all the brothers and everybody was there. And then I got martyred, fell from a horse, and somebody it was like a sword cutting me. Then we went to scene change again. The army was fighting again. And then the scene changed, and we went to Nabi Sallallahu Roza Mubarak as the leaders joined, and all the brothers and all the people there. We were reading Salam. Then my concentration wandered. Came back, and then Imam Hussain was again on their own. We went to their mizar, and they were bleeding from there, and I was sat with them, but they were feeding me milk and dates. But at the same time, the blood was gushing out of their neck. And that's how the scene ended.
MashaAllah, continue as you are doing. MashaAllah. Yeah.
So, MashaAllah, what you've seen, may Allah Subhanahu bless you even more. That the scene and the manzar that you've seen is a blessed moments to cherish, but also should give you more of a motivation, encouragement to actually strive further in terms of conveying the message of the deen and helping the mission in which of Sayyidina Hussain, which is the mission in which Tariqat Mahuda is actually trying to portray. So that should give you more of encouragement to actually keep on striving in whatever capacity, whatever ability that you have, to keep on doing that. Inshallah, this is also glad tidings for yourself.
Before the Muraqba, I was already feeling quite tired. So then part of me wanted to say, okay, let me just maybe go to sleep. Then I will, maybe it'll be difficult. I won't be able to do anything in the Muraqba, so let me go to sleep. But then, as Ustad mentioned, to pray Salatul Hajjah. So we pray Salatul Hajjah before the Muraqba. And then when the Muraqba started, by the Fadl of Allah, I didn't feel any tiredness. but as we were progressing through the Lataif, then I started to go more into in and out, so I couldn't really follow the Muraqba only until the first few Lataif, and then I couldn't follow anymore.
Actually, if there is nothing anyone wants to mention, though, one should remember that you are trying to remember and spiritually recall, and with your thoughts and spirits to observe and to be in that place. But one should know that there were people already who were there. They were onlookers and they were looking directly what was happening. But it didn't benefit them. They were directly, physically seeing Sayyidina Imam Hussain and the slaughter which was going on. But just being there, looking at them, did not benefit them. So one should know that the merely just actually being there spiritually or physically would not benefit. There's something else which really actually benefits. So I would like to convey one of the messages, guidance of Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu, which makes this very, very clear. He radiallahu anhu is attributed to have said, he said, this path is not, and in this path, meaning his path, the path of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is not just about purification of the self, but it is also about using your abilities and potential and applying it for deen. When one does this, then they receive my faiz, meaning the spiritual benefit. They become one in the mission of Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu. So purification is half of the journey, and then using your abilities and potential to forward this mission is the second half. And everyone have abilities, whoever is here, whoever have some kind of ability, they can forward this message. They say you have to have a private victory before you have a public victory. You know, the modern people use this terminology, modern psychologists rather, that you have to win privately before you win publicly. If you cannot have a private victory, public victory is almost impossible. So public is like fighting with one person and 1,000 people. Then how a person who can… What does private victory mean? Private victory means victory over yourself, conquering yourself. That's private, that's between you and you. That's between you and you. That's private. So conquering your organs, conquering your emotions, conquering the evil traits. So it is all in you. This is called private victory. And public victory is when it is to do with other people. Public, be it family, be it other people, be it the world, be it, that comes after. Whoever cannot win privately, he won't be able to do anything publicly, but rather will be embarrassment for himself and others as well. It's like people play football. If you cannot kick the football or do actually control football yourself, by yourself only. That just to take it over there, kick it and then kick again. What about when you are in the public, meaning domain, when you are fighting with team, when you are competing with team, what's going to happen then? A person who is privately, he has a racket and he is trying to, for example, tennis ball, he can't hit tennis ball. He throws it up and he can't hit himself with the tennis ball. How will he then stand his ground when there will be balls coming like bullets from other side? So first comes the private victory and then the public. So Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu is referring to that actually purification of the self is the private victory and conquerment. So that's why we focus more and more, and everyone we say, please begin with yourself. Please begin with yourself. Because it's known that a person who cannot swim himself, who can't save himself and keep afloat in the water, how is he going to become lifeguard when he has to drag another person who is drowning? That's impossible. So he would be, every wise person will say to him that you start with yourself, gentlemen. Firstly, you need to be afloat. You need to sit up. You need to learn to swim. And then actually you talk about, today many people are saying, I want to change the world, everyone come, I want to change the world, and I want to, and they themselves cannot keep afloat. They want to change the world, but they can't change themselves. So how all these statements are actually conflicting statements. Exactly, so they are in a big delusion. Many theorists, many intellectuals, many so-called scholars and others who are leaving this tazkiyah concept, and tazkiyah is about private victory, dawah is about public. So that's why awliya Allah, following the footsteps of Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu, that they said we'll have a private victory first, because no one is interfering, at least other people are not interfering, it is only you against you, okay, then actually you can. But when you have 1-2 people against, then actually, so path of purification is the private victory. And then using your potential and abilities, there are a lot of people giving bad advice. By bad advice I mean who with themselves have not tasted victory and they are giving advice of victory. That's called bad advice. They've not been there themselves, and they're advising others, do this and don't do this. I read this in that book and I saw this on the internet, try this and do this. They are all actually, you may say, deceiving themselves, and others actually just don't know anything. Why I heard this and I read this in this book and things. But have you been yourself there? And no. So then that's called bad advice. Good advice, as they say, good counsel, is when the person himself has been, the mashayikh and awliya, when they are saying they have been themselves there, they're talking about that. Not actually, so that's why if people follow them, they actually gain and they get there quickly. And others just might end of the day say, oh, I didn't know this. But they've ruined your life. They're saying that. So Mashayikh, they don't say, I don't know. They say, we are sure about the path. It's only about following and commitment from your side. That's all. There's nothing required or being tested or actually required in the past. So Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu said that this actually received. And so then it is said that the second advice they gave, he said, they were asked, Ya Imam, how they were able to sacrifice everything in the way of Allah, and how could we achieve this level of thinking, because we find meaning very difficult to even sacrifice small things. For us, even leaving something, sins and other things is very difficult and other things. But he was able to sacrifice everything. So the questioner is asking him that what was your mindset, way of thinking. Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu alayhi salam said, one should think that everything they sacrifice to Allah is in fact they are giving back to Allah what you never owned in the first place. You know, this is a mindset. If you borrow my phone, I want to make a phone call home, you say, and you will be very happy, okay, here you are. And then I say, okay, then even without me saying, you will return. And if I say, yes, have you finished? And you'll be happily saying, thank you, thank you. But if you consider this your phone yourself, it is your phone and you are the owner, then it is difficult, simple as that. It is going to be difficult. No, who wants to give their thing to other? That requires effort. But once you know it is someone else's and you are borrowing it, so you will be thanking and thinking this is a favor upon you and return very happily. Foolishly, what we do is what Allah Azza wa Jal gives us, we think it is ours. We have owned it, we have earned it. And anyone who thinks they have earned and owned, and they own actually ultimately, they will find it difficult. So firstly, Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu saying that people find difficulty in giving something up because they think it is theirs in the first place. Although the creation doesn't own anything, you know you didn't bring anything from the womb of the mother. When you were born, you didn't have anything. So whatever you have now belongs to Allah. And if you're giving to the owner. And as our Mashaykh say, giving something to Allah is actually receiving something from Allah. This makes it more easier. If a person knows I am going to receive, it makes it even more easier to give. First element is that you already should know that it belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That makes it easier. It belongs to you. Second is, if you know I'm going to give, I'm going to receive. Giving is receiving. Other people might not give you, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is different. When you give Him, you are receiving. You are not actually giving. No one can give anything to Him because He owns everything. So only you can receive from Him. Even by giving you receive, but by not giving you might become an obstacle yourself. So as you know, every year you see farmers, they throw seeds in the ground, in the dust. They are giving the earth, they are giving the dust, the soil. Why they are giving? Why it's fine, easy. They might have bought these seeds for 1,000 pounds and they are happy to give it to the soil because they know giving the soil is actually receiving. How shameful is this thought that a person thinks the soil will give me, but regarding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he does not have this thought. He has the belief and aqeedah, the soil is going to give me, dust is going to give me. Although, you know, people say, you will get dust, dust is nothing, but that nothingness is giving you. And you throw millions and millions pounds, whole in the world are spent in sowing the seed. That's giving, because they have this conviction, I am going to, although there is no surety that the dust and soil will give you. It might give you poor crop. It might not give you anything. But when you give Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you own it. So this Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu is saying that actually Allah is such a personality that even when we return the things we are actually taking back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, taking from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, caretaking it back to Allah, giving in Allah's care. Allah blesses us more for this. It is like borrowing money and then being rewarded for when you pay back. This trait is not found in any creation. Can you find in anyone? You borrow money from someone. Let's say I borrow from you 10 pounds. Kya naam hai aapka? Imran. I borrow 10 pounds from Imran, and when I give you back, you give me 20 pounds. How is that? No people, no person does that. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does this. That you borrow from him, meaning you got it from him, and then you give back to him and he gives you more. This trait is not found, this sifa is not found in the creation normally. Because they'll say, okay, thank you, you've returned to me, thank you, you should be thanking me. You will say, you should be thanking me that I borrowed you. But Allah is saying, you come, you give me return, I'll give you more. And that is. So this is one of the message, one of the guidance of, obviously you must have received many more, but in actual fact, as I said, that just listening and also being there does not, until you practically, this tariqah Muhammadiyah is the actual teachings of Sayyidina Imam Hussain, Imam Zain al-Abidin and other. And always remember that firstly, you should try to get private victory over yourself, and then actually, inshallah, the dawah, the public victory. And most of us, I'm not saying about you, I am sitting here because I have been thrashed by dunya and people. For example, my business went into loss, my spouse, my other things that happened, and now I am actually coming towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But I am like a slave, not a voluntarily coming, but like a slave. As soon as I see green light from the creation that they want to better me more, I go running again. But I should understand the real deal is with the reality and with the real being, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that you are created for Him and you only suit to be with Him. You know, people talk about, oh, this is my soulmate, I'm finding a spouse for me, I want that spouse to look like that, and etc. Oh, I don't like this person, I don't like this girl, I don't like this boy. There's so many funny things people say about each other, or they are tall and they are fat and things that although they don't look in the mirror how they look themselves, because their eyes are looking one way. So, but they still say, oh, this is a good match. Now what to say, there is a man and then there is a dog. How do those match? A woman and a dog, a man and a donkey. They are matched, they don't fit with each other. But they don't. They might still fit because they are creation, but human being never fits with anything except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is created for Allah azza wa jalla. Whoever he will worship, whoever he will give priority, it's a mismatch, completely mismatch. Nothing can be replaced or can replace or compare to Allah Jalla Majduhu. So it's like you're saying, okay, it's a good match. Here is a chicken and here I am. What a match. Here's an ant and here you are. Here is a donkey and you, human being. Even animals actually do not. So they suit, animals suit another animal, human beings. So Allah Azza wa Jalla, when He said, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ, that you only match and fit it befits you Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's company and closeness and actually being with Him. With other, be it shaitan, be it other thing, there's no match, they don't match you. They're not your match at all. Because Allah said, you are ashraful khalq, insan, and because only above him, above Rasulullah is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you only fit with Allah Jalla Mahal. But unfortunately, what we are doing, people are marrying women. Here is someone coming with a donkey, someone coming with a monkey, someone coming with an ass, someone coming with a buffalo, and people will be surprised. The awliya Allah are more surprised to see people giving everything to creation, what they should be given to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Someone is worshipping fame, someone is worshipping name, someone is worshipping politics, someone is worshipping money. This is more strange than to see anyone with a cow and a human being. More strange. Because they are both creation, at least they have something in common. With Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is no parallel to Him. So one should learn one's own value and appreciate, and then inshallah refresh oneself actually before the time, day by day, night by night is expiring. We're going, many people are gone and we are just actually in the line as well. So inshallah, if we do follow these personalities, how they were successful, we will be successful. And one day you'll be sitting in paradise and thinking about this, that what a good decision you made, what a wonderful decision you made, that forever you have actually attained salvation. Because when people will enter Jannah, they will recall and they will remember their days in dunya, how they're suffering and other things, and what a good decision. And then they will value what the awliya Allah and Anbiya alayhi salam say, that how the lucky you were and how blessed these people were, that and how confused and lost others were. Because after all, no matter how much successful you are in the first class or business class, if it is the sinking ship, you're going to sink basically. This dunya is a ship which is sinking. And you are just happy, I'm sitting in first class. And the other person who is on a ship which is afloat, even he doesn't have any class, he's sitting outside in the sun on the ship, he is successful. He'll be happy, at least my ship is not sinking. If he has. But the other one, like a fool, is happy, oh, I am traveling business class, and the ship is going down by down. So that's why a wali, a prophet, even they see other people very, very high in dunya or things, it doesn't impress them because they know they're sinking thing. They are sitting on sinking thing. It's just going away from them. And they know what they are standing is a rock and a ship which is the boat of taqwa which is going to take them. So they are happy. He can, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala actually firstly enable me and then obviously yourself. So you can have a rest or whatever, refresh. There's about 1 hour toward the majlis. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu. And try to do this muraqaba as you have learned collectively on your own, so that it is your personal connection actually which will inshallah benefit you more. Astaghfirullah.
कोई तो है जो निज़ाम हस्ती चला रहा है, वो ही खुदा है, दिखाई भी जो न दे नजर भी जो